Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Exordia Creative Podcast. We're back with a couple of new things. First of all, the sign doesn't stay up straight. Haven't had time to properly mount it in, so
what do you think of the top half?
we're going with the vertical.
We do love it, though.
Yeah.
How long has it been? I think 2 weeks. We missed 1 week.
Oh, dude, we're like at a month, dog.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What about, didn't we do one 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. It's not out.
Oh, okay.
You guys are never going to get to hear that one.
Okay.
You may never get to hear it.
Well, you know what? If you're listening to this, it's probably out, right?
If I have the footage and I have the audio, maybe I'll release it.
Okay.
But for now, this is the one that's going out. So thank you
We
to...
were kind of rusty.
Dude, we're still rusty.
Yeah.
We're still rusty.
We had a decent flow for a while, and we recommitted to the Mondays. Every Monday afternoon, we're going to get back into it.
Yeah.
So that's now a thing. But yeah, you forget how to just like banter for that long.
Yeah. Jared's role for the podcast now is accountability. So every single Monday, Jared's going to keep us accountable. We're going to do it.
Yeah. It's
happening. I struggle with consistency because I make too big of plans, too big of ideas, and I don't stick with them. So
which is it can be a good thing.
It's fucking disastrous. I'll be brutally honest with you.
Yeah.
It's proven to work 0 out of hundreds of thousands of times.
No,
but every time I get consistent, it works. So and I can do it for a while, but then I get too audacious.
I was talking about like overcommitting, because sometimes you do have to overcommit.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely has its perks. I see the other side of it because I'm more conservative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's a good balance we have.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you do need to overcommit to grow. If you're like, oh, we're busy, we're tied up.
Yeah.
Then what are you going to do?
And that's been my excuse.
Yeah.
So.
It's scary though, because it's nice to know that everything is accounted for. It's nice to know that you have the manpower and the time and the money to do everything that you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you start saying yes too many times, it's kind of like a scramble.
And that goes in waves for me. Sometimes I'm on like I'm going to say no to a bunch of people. And then it's like, So that's where I get caught. Actually, really funny before we keep going with this.
It's a balance.
I was bringing in a load of bubbly water today, like 4 sweet cases, all different flavors. And I was unloading my car and I came upstairs and somebody came up to me. They're like, you know that every single time I see a case of bubbly or I see bubbly, I think of you.
That's awesome.
So
we give so
it's not awesome because we don't get shit from this except our
I mean, it's a start. Listen, it's a start.
It's a start. So people recognize me with bubbly and vice versa. So that's cool.
We're not going to boycott them yet.
No.
Give it time. Never know. There might be a deal there.
Maybe. No, we're not going to do that. So maybe we could do like a spec video for them or something. But
what's that? Like
just doing something for free and sending it to them. But
not yet. They get enough airtime.
They get enough airtime on the podcast
for now. Yeah. But yeah, we'll go through phases where we say, okay, we've got X amount of projects. We're getting tied up. No more new clients. And then something will come up. And, you know, it's so exciting. That's why you start the business, to grow the business.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Oh, we're too busy for new work. It's hard.
Yeah. Like I just said yes to another project today.
Yeah.
That starts next week.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is that
you want to be dependable.
You want to be, and you don't want to say no, because then what if that ruins that relationship with that business? Oh, okay. You know, they said no this time, so we're going to go elsewhere. And they build a relationship with somebody else. And then it's like,
because when I go to contract work myself and I'm looking for somebody else to do a job, and it can be none of their fault. It can be a totally legitimate reason. If they pass down on a project because they're too busy, in the back of my head, even if they have a totally valid excuse and it's not their fault, next time when it comes to work with them again, I'm going to think, okay, this person may need a backup. I may need to do a backup plan.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, you want to be dependable. Yeah.
It's tough, and you can't say yes to everything.
No.
You know, so it's just that balance for sure.
So anyway, guys, thank you to all the diehard people, the whole big group of you guys that tune into the podcast and watch and listen and stuff. We're now at 50 subscribers as of today for the podcast on YouTube, so that's exciting. And people are still listening. I went through our Anchor statistics today, and people were tuning in as of yesterday to our podcast. So it's nice that we're creating this evergreen content and people are enjoying it.
Yeah, it's interesting how the YouTube algorithm works when you go ghost for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we were in the one upload per week schedule, you'd get views the day of, the day after, and then it would just slowly trickle down, right, until the next podcast, and you're barely getting any views. Whereas I think if you wait, sometimes the algorithm will just bless you, and it'll just show your video on people's home feeds.
Yeah.
And then maybe like, do you ever get those YouTube videos that are from like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
And everybody's commenting like, why did this get recommended to me?
Yeah.
That happens with our podcast sometimes.
Yeah.
We'll just get a random uptick of views like way after.
Yeah. It's weird how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I think at this point, the people who made the YouTube algorithm, like they admit they don't even understand.
Well, it works on its own. It works on its own, right?
Yeah. It's all machine learning.
It's all AI, so.
That's a powerful thing.
It is.
Owning an algorithm but not being in control of it.
It's kind of scary.
Like, is that real ownership? Or is YouTube now like just almost autonomous now?
Yeah. I don't know.
And that's just one. You know, think about the other insanely
Facebook,
complex
Instagram,
algorithms that we
Pinterest,
see.
yeah. TikTok.
Yeah.
So
TikTok is very different from a lot of the Western kind of AI
they are.
that we use.
Yeah.
And hey, it's proven to work really well for them.
Yeah. Do you have TikTok on your phone?
No.
Neither do I.
I don't like to look at it.
Me either. It's a time sucker.
We have so much social media burnout already.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the last thing I want to do is start making time for more.
I'm glad that
YouTube is my guilty pleasure. That's my time waster for sure.
Yeah.
Get a nice video.
Yeah. For sure.
A lot you can learn on YouTube.
Yeah, but then
It's a fine line.
you get sucked into like other bullshit.
Yeah.
I try to do like only informative, and there are some like one of my guilty pleasures. I'm gonna be real and honest.
Yep.
Number one, have you ever noticed that like you don't watch YouTube with other people? Like YouTube is a very personal thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Well,
like I would never go
like the
home with
algorithm
Sarah
thing.
and be like, let's watch YouTube tonight.
I know, definitely not.
It's a very like personal, like
Yeah.
if I'm having my own alone time, I'll watch YouTube or whatever, but you don't watch YouTube with other people.
You guys have different interests, and that little thin, tiny sliver of the Venn diagram where your interests and her interests meet, like maybe you can find a few movies you both really love.
Yeah.
But chances are it's usually one person kind of settling for the other person.
Yeah.
If you know you want to watch something.
Yeah.
Do you remember a few months ago that guy produced a documentary about social media?
Yep.
And how the algorithm's really addictive. What was that called again? Not the social.
The Social Dilemma.
Oh, it was the Social Dilemma. Yeah, and that guy said that like, a lot of these algorithms, they know. Don't worry, guys. We've got a mat on the floor. I think it's gonna stay there for a bit.
For those of you that are listening, our sign just fell mid shoot here.
That's funny. We're working on it. We're like 4 hands trying to carry like 100 things at once.
Anyway, Social Dilemma guy.
Oh yeah, but yeah, he said a lot of these algorithms will know you better than like your own partner.
Yeah.
Or maybe even better than yourself.
Yeah.
Do you ever just get such a good recommendation that's so like outlandish in that like if you're searching bubbly or whatever on YouTube, your homepage is going to be bubbly if you do it enough. And then it'll go away. And like that's expected. If you're looking up a laptop, you're going to see the laptop or whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just see a recommendation from some like random industry or something that you've never searched before, you're pretty sure.
Yeah.
And you just think it's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this knows me so well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna share one of my YouTube guilty pleasures that I like to watch. This dude is outlandish. He's from a different era. He's kind of crazy, but I love him. Ben Mala. I don't know if you've ever come across his videos.
The real estate guy.
The real estate guy.
I know Ben Mala.
This guy,
I haven't
dude.
seen him in a while.
Oh my God, he's still producing top tier,
Really?
crazy good
Oh,
content.
I saw him a couple years ago. I haven't been.
I love watching his
with
shit,
him.
man. That's one of my guilty pleasures. For those of you that are listening or watching, type it into YouTube. He's like this really outspoken, very loud. He cusses a lot, but he's like this real estate mogul that owns a bunch of hotels. He owns a bunch of apartment complexes, shopping plazas and stuff.
Yeah.
And he just takes you along and he smokes cigarettes and he's just raw, unfiltered. Anyway, I love that's one of my guilty
He's
pleasures.
like the perfect archetype of like a big greedy fat cat.
Yes.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but that's how he looks. His videos are very entertaining, but he's like probably 400 pounds or something.
Yeah,
the
he's
last
lost
time
some
I
weight.
saw him.
He's lost some weight.
Okay.
He's lost some weight.
Yeah.
But not nearly enough.
Just like chain smoking,
Yeah.
cussing. You'd like pass out, fall
Oh, yeah.
asleep on the
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
But say what you will about the guy, he's hustling.
He's definitely hustling. Anyway,
They'll like stop. They'll stop with their little envoy, go to McDonald's.
Yeah, and
hop on the private jet.
he does give you like little tidbits of info along the way, which is why I think I enjoy it, because I'm like, oh, maybe one day I'll be doing some kind of real estate, that maybe this will be beneficial. And so like I've learned a lot about commercial real estate through this guy.
It is kind of like a stereotype though, like the kind of disheveled, like crude, super rich,
Yeah.
no fucks given real estate developer.
Yeah.
You know the type.
You know the type.
They've got the buildings. The buildings do the work.
Yeah.
You don't need to work.
Yeah. Anyway.
Man, I forgot about him.
Oh, dude, you need to tune into his content for a bit.
I did not know he was still.
He's still
videos.
kicking. He's still
What's
kicking.
he up to?
Lots.
Just buying hotels,
buying shopping centers right now and stuff. Have you been? I don't know when the last time you watched, but have you watched? I think it was a couple years ago that he bought that $16 million mansion that he lives in.
No, I have no idea.
Anyway, he bought this $16 million mansion in Florida, and like he does videos of like breaking down how much it costs and shit.
Yeah.
And anyway, he's just wild.
That's cool.
He's wild.
Yeah. Wow, man, I totally forgot about that.
But yeah, every little while, like he goes into like segments and where he bought like a yacht, so now he needs to buy a property because he doesn't want to rent a slip to keep his boat in, so now he wants to buy a house so that he can keep his boat. Anyway, It's wild. So he takes you along like all this crazy stuff.
That's cool.
And like his content is definitely for mature audiences, but anyway.
And he's buying shopping centers?
Yeah. Weird time to be doing that.
Hypothetical. What kind of investment would you make, or would you, in shopping centers if you could right now? Would you play that game right now?
I don't know if I would right now.
Yeah.
If I was stepping out, like I don't know if I would. I don't think the hotel business or shopping centers are the way to go. Yeah. Multifamily seems good.
I know. And
single family seems good, but higher tier single family. Yeah. So that you either like you have really good tenants that they're paying $2,000-$3,000 a month, then you know that they're gonna probably take care of the place based off of their income only. Yeah. Like I'm sure there are people that trash $3,000 a month properties, but yeah, I think that's the real estate play that I would do if I was getting into it right now anyway. But retail, that's a scary scene.
I know, right?
It's a scary scene.
I know like a collective 3 things about land development, so take it with a grain of salt, but I just think like, yeah, exactly what you said. The shopping center, that's a big gamble, at least right now, brick and mortar retail. And you think about housing, and that's great, but would it not just be cheaper to buy a vacant lot than have to do demolition? You know what I mean? Like the building is outfitted completely differently. The stores aren't going to be the same size of the units you want.
You're saying like buy the vacant land and build houses on it?
I just wonder if housing is your goal. Like if you could buy a shopping center for a bargain, whatever, but if housing is your goal, wouldn't it be a lot cheaper to not have to do demolition? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wonder what the angle is there.
Yeah.
Or like what could these buildings, I know the Chatham Mall, it was an office for a little bit for Union Gas, which I guess could work.
Yeah.
But what else do you do? Like what's the logical transition from the brick and mortar stores?
I don't know, but this is all I'm going to say. We're going to find out soon what's going on with the Chatham Mall.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of tough. Even some of the developers in town, a lot of them are now transitioning into building houses, instead of buying out.
That's where all the demand is, right?
That's where all the demand is. So, I don't know. But that's at least a few years out for me on the real estate side of things. I think, yeah. Yeah,
like, I don't know. I just wonder in a city as small as Chatham, and we are getting bigger, like, do we have enough of a footprint here, enough of a population to have like showrooms or like experience stores or anything like that? I'm not sure.
I think it's a matter of time before we do.
Sure.
Someone just bought, and I don't know what the plan is with it, but you head out on St. Clair. Somebody just bought like 200 acres of farmland across from that new gas station and sack wall flooring and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's probably all going to be housing. So I can't imagine. Well, I'm sure there are still retailers building stores and stuff, but
yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah, like 200 something acres just got sold.
Yeah. Well, there's some businesses where you really don't have a choice, where you need the footprint, but a lot of them,
Yeah. Yep.
Really makes me question what's going to happen there long term.
Yeah. So let's get into the meat and potatoes, guys. We're in a lockdown right now. Pretty crazy. I think this is the 3rd lockdown here in Ontario. If you guys are listening in the States or the UK or whatever. Yeah. We're in the 3rd lockdown. Stay-at-home order, whatever. And it's getting a little repetitive, if I can be super honest and frank with you guys. I mean, we've tried this. This is the 3rd time. Nothing's really worked. So what are we still doing? Now, I'm not saying that there's only one thing to do, which is not lock down, but we've got to start to explore some different options. And yeah, we've Businesses are suffering. People are suffering. They're stuck inside their houses. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what we can all do. I think we all need to say that we need to do something different. And maybe it's not we rip off the masks, and maybe it's not we rip off all these protocols and stuff. But like, we need to do something that doesn't involve locking people into their houses and destroying the economy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, wow. Talk about like a mixed bag of feelings.
Yeah.
So much to talk about. You know, we don't know. We don't know what to do.
No.
No one knows. You know, it's so easy to point the finger, but I have no idea what I would do if I were in charge of making rules like this.
No.
We know that asking people to lock down is unsustainable. You know, you only have so much fuel in that tank, and you can use it a few times, like an emergency brake or whatever it's called.
Yep.
Right, to slow things down strategically, but those will probably lose their effectiveness, or people will lose their patience. You know?
Yep.
Because no one is stopping the gatherings. Right? You can stop the stores. You can stop most of the business. Some of the businesses are still going to find their way around.
Yep.
But you're not going to stop the gatherings.
No.
You know, or the housing situations. People that have to live with other people. You know, where are most of the cases coming from? Do you know?
I have no clue. I think it's from gatherings and stuff. But how are they going to stop the gatherings from happening?
People will break any law there.
Exactly.
No
Especially if it doesn't make 100% sense to them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just want to reiterate, I'm not saying that we need to just pretend like nothing's going on or anything like that, because COVID is serious.
Yeah.
But we got to stop repeating ourselves.
Yeah.
So
this is a real lesson in like worry fatigue, when we've been worried about this for so long, and like you said, it's a very serious thing. You know, people who are way more informed than we are seem pretty certain about that. But how long can you let something consume your life? You know, like the first couple of days, it really consumes you.
Yeah.
At this time last year,
yeah, man.
you have no idea what's going to happen.
No.
That truly felt like
that was terrifying.
A different time.
Yeah.
That was like one of the most interesting, different times I've ever been through.
Yeah.
And now it's just so mundane that I almost have this fatigue.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I worrying about this anymore?
Yeah.
And it's not to say it's not serious, but it's just about
it's
balancing.
Exactly. It's not to say it's not serious, but I definitely give way less of a fuck than I did a year ago.
Like, what do you want to waste your energy consumed in something that's going to happen regardless of whether or not you're thinking about it?
Honestly.
Yeah, we're obviously blessed to be removed and not have to deal with anything directly. Like, we're not on the front line or in healthcare or something.
It's true.
And I know that's just an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
And you do have to feel for people like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, for the average person, I don't know. I think patience will eventually wear thin if you keep asking people to just completely shut in.
Patience is wearing thin.
And keep putting pressure on the businesses.
Absolutely. I was driving on Saturday. The protests are starting to get a little larger around here. I would say there was pretty close to 100 people on the corner last Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, you've got these groups that are starting to form with thousands of people in them saying we're going to open on April 30th no matter what. That's a whole situation in and of itself that I don't feel like divulging into. Yeah. And I guess the thing, like, there's people are just pitted against each other right now. It's like there's people that are like, yes, we have to stay in the lockdown. The government is right. Like, we have to keep doing what we're doing. Like, we're going to end the curve, slow the curve, stop the curve, 14 days, whatever. And there's the people that are like, no, we need to end the lockdown. And there's people that are like, we need to end everything. So it's like we don't have a unified voice. So really nothing is getting done. Humans suck.
Yeah, everybody feels so strongly about this. They all have their own opinion, and if no one can band together,
nothing's going to get done. So we'll continue to talk about this and how we feel about this and yada, 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 as we continue to do podcasts every single Monday. Yeah.
What would you do differently if you could?
Honestly, and this is going to polarize some people, but let's first of all, the government needs to be figuring out, okay, lockdowns aren't working. What else can we do?
Right.
Let's come up with another plan. Sure, we'll keep the masks. Fine. But what else can we do? But what can you do? I don't know.
Yeah, it's not enforceable.
No.
Right.
Unless, this would be terrifying, unless there was a curfew, police, military, making sure people actually stayed in their houses, right. Which seems a little too far over there.
And even so, there are going to be people who get around it.
Sure, absolutely. Where there's a will, there's a way.
You know?
Yeah, it's...
Like, think about how many people are visiting with friends and whatnot right now under a lockdown.
Yeah.
Right? There's no way. What are you going to do?
Oh.
You're just going to get craftier.
Yeah.
Right? Look at any black market. They're
yeah.
enormous.
Yeah. So we'll see. I wish there was something more that we could do.
It'd be nice if we had data about where most of the cases are coming from.
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
If they
I think it's gatherings. I'm quite sure that there are very few cases of people going into a restaurant and getting COVID in the restaurant. There have been some cases, but very few. I don't think restaurants are the issue. Yeah. You know?
A lot of it is workplace outbreaks and school outbreaks.
Yep. And there's the whole school thing, which does impact me a little bit. My nephew won't be able to go back to school next week.
Right.
And so I offered to watch him being honest, I'm offering to watch him on Thursday mornings. Because, like, what are they going to do? He can't go to daycare because he's school aged. Yeah. His parents have to work. I have a little bit of lenience. So it's a situation.
Yeah. I mean, the workplace outbreaks, are they coming from people not wearing masks at work or what is it?
We don't know.
You know, most of the businesses I've seen, at least the front-facing parts of the business, do a great job at keeping things clean.
100%. They do a better job, arguably, than the big retail stores.
Yeah, 100%. And you can't necessarily speak to what's going on in the back.
Nope.
But yeah, I don't know. If it were household outbreaks, gatherings, people living together, I really don't know what you do.
Yeah.
Other than continue to push the vaccine even faster.
Yeah. And then that's a whole issue. Should we really be pushing people to, like, is that right?
You're going to have a lot of people who don't want to take it.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of people that don't want to take it. A lot of people still aren't like, I don't know if I should take it.
That's going to be another thing that pits people against each other.
Exactly. Oh, you're not vaxxed? Okay.
The haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Creates like a class system.
Definitely. It's going to be a big division there.
Anyway.
For now, until it becomes a little more mandatory.
But yeah, we're supposed to get unlocked in early May.
Great.
So we'll see what happens. Maybe one day we can have guests. Wouldn't that be fun?
I just don't listen to any of those deadlines.
No, me either.
Nothing to me.
Forget about it. Because schools are now shut down. So like, and then apparently if cases hit over 2,000 a day, 2 days in a row, then we're pushing the lockdown. That's probably going to happen.
How many a day?
2,000, 2 consecutive days. So
in Ontario alone.
Yeah. If there's 2,000, 2 days in a row, it's getting increased.
You know where we're at now?
I have no clue. That's the other fine balance, is not watching the news or not engaging in this too much. Like, I think even the people listening and watching, you're probably fatigued. You're like, okay, shut up. Like, we hear about this all the damn time.
Yeah, I know. You can't escape it.
Yeah. So maybe we won't keep you guys posted on what's going on. Let us know if you even want to hear about it.
We'll talk about it casually. We won't go out of our way to talk about it.
But anyway, something's got to change. Something's got to give. But overall, I feel blessed. Life is good.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to run the type of business that we do, where we haven't had to slow down much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We live in a smaller place. We've definitely gotten,
we're at
a good shake.
We're at like 44 cases active right now.
Really?
In Chatham-Kent.
Yeah.
With a population of 110, maybe?
Yeah. Where we live, our circumstances, things could be much worse.
Yep.
That's a good frame of reference.
But yeah, continue to support your local business. I know curbside pickup is super freaking annoying. It inhibits me from going to go get stuff. I don't want to have to call. I don't want to have to go and just support them as much as you can, especially the restaurants. The restaurants are really, really, really getting shit on. Yeah. Wherever you are, support local, baby.
I love curbside pickup for some type of businesses.
Yeah.
Because it's way easier.
Yeah.
Now everything has a drive-through, which is pretty cool. But sometimes you like to go in and look, and you're not sure exactly what you want.
Yep. The most serious business about stopping the spread and like doing their best, the highest protocol, the biggest where am I going with this? Anyway, Best Buy. Have you been into Best Buy in the last year?
No.
Oh my gosh, dude. They'll stop you at the door, whether we're in lockdown, curbside pickup, whatever. Hello, can you please come over here, read the sign? Or you read the sign. They're like, okay, what are you coming in here to shop for? Blah, blah, blah. And then like they kind of like guide you through the store. It's wild. They have the strictest protocols, I think, out of any store I've been in.
And it just sucks because they're spending a lot of their time and money and human capital doing that, making things safe, which is great. And then if other businesses aren't as responsible, they're going to get penalized in the next shutdown.
Mm-hmm. Have you been in Walmart since the lockdown?
I have. The aisles are blocked.
The aisles are blocked. And did you see they moved all the grocery and food? Like they just kind of dispersed it?
No.
So they used the blockades. They
I
used
saw
food
chip
and
balls.
shit.
Yeah. I didn't notice there was other food. I saw the big chip
Yeah, dude.
balls.
Getting bubbly was pretty easy today.
Yeah.
I just walked in. There it was. But anyway,
My
crazy.
first thought when I went there was I had to go to the pharmacy section in Walmart. And my first thought was, is this going to be open? And it is, obviously, because it's essential. So I was able to shop there. But I'm just looking over the barricades. Like, if I wanted to buy... I don't even know what's deemed essential and non-essential. But
Clothing is not essential. So if you want to go buy underwear, you can't.
If I wanted to buy underwear, I think I could very easily like maneuver past that barricade, and I think the POS system would still scan it.
Yeah, you'd have to use self-checkout because the cashiers won't.
Right. Yeah, I'm not advising anybody do it, but no way did they reconfigure their POS system.
No.
Those items can still check out.
Yeah, 100%.
So if
I almost want to try that.
Right, yeah. Not proposing you do, or not suggesting anybody does, but like, you know, Walmart employees aren't necessarily the most vigilant people, so.
Oh no.
You know, you could probably easily slide between some Lay's and Doritos and get in there.
Yeah. Anyway, that's basically all I got for this episode for this week. I don't know about you. I've really got to go pee. I've been drinking a lot of water again.
Let's do it. Okay. Less of a shaky start than last time.
Yes.
We're back. Episode every week. You guys know the deal. Thanks for staying tuned. We'll see you on Monday.
Peace.